Good morning. It's Wednesday, November the 25th, and this is Wisdom for Your Week. If there's one thing we know for sure is that we will have trouble in this world. That's a given. It's a fact. There's no avoiding the presence of hard times, painful times, times of hurt and sorrow in this life. What is not quite as sure is this. Is there someone to help you when that great time of trouble comes to your life? Is there that person you can always count on, no matter what, to come and help you, to be with you, to share the load of trouble when you need it? You see, the greater pain is not in the trouble itself, but in having no one to go through that trouble with you. Solomon speaks of the disappointment of not having someone to depend on in trouble. In Proverbs 25, verse 19, he says, like a bad tooth or a lame foot is reliance on the unfaithful in times of trouble. As a matter of fact, worse than not having someone to depend on in a time of trouble is having someone you think you can depend on who lets you down instead. That's really the message Solomon is getting across to us in this verse. To have that person you believe will stand with you and support you and encourage you and defend you, but that person lets you down instead. What a horrible hurt that is. Solomon uses two pictures to describe that situation, a bad tooth and a bad foot. Neither one can be depended on. There's too much uncertainty, too much risk, too much inconsistency. That bad tooth can be fine for a long time, no problems at all, and then all of a sudden it flares up. That lame foot will seem strong, but the next thing you know it gives out and down you go. Sadly, there are people like that in our lives sometimes. People who may be faithful and loyal at times. We think we can depend on them. They're there for us occasionally, but then when the chips are down, when you really need that person, they're nowhere to be found, and the pain is multiplied. This is a warning of sorts for us, really. Don't depend on that kind of person, that faithless, inconsistent person that you can't count on when you need him the most. You need that faithful friend, that friend who is not just with you when the times are good and life is easy, but the one who will walk into your life when everyone else is walking out every single time. Find that person. Ask God to bring you that person and be that kind of faithful friend to someone in your life. And that's wisdom for your week.